Food? Yep. How are you? Good. What I'm going to ask you to do is shut the door. I'm going to knock. It'll be right there at the door. Thank you. God bless. Thank you. Spike cases. Texas has it really bad. We know scientific fact that the sickness cannot end in death. It will take another form. So we know that also through Scripture in John. The sickness will not end in death. But New York needs to be studied because they have no cases of it now. So they have some pretty smart people there. And from what I've seen from YouTube posts, Times Square, this was about a month, maybe 2 months ago, was completely empty in the post. There wasn't a single person walking around other than the cameraman. Now, in certain areas, there were people coming up on bikes, and there's some areas where people were scattered. But according to Times Square, that's pretty much nothing. So, look at this shit right here. When the plague hit, they blamed it on cats because we thought, and we knew that the cats were the ones doing it. They were actually the ones preventing it. But it was actually the rats. It was the rats that had it. That's actually proven scientifically that they were coming in through sewers. It's a really good movie. If you ever watch it, it's not really about the plague. It's called LadyHawke. It's about the equinox. And I think Matthew Broderick played a character called, I don't remember, it's like something the rat. He played a rat, like a rat character. LadyHawke is actually one of my favorites. I haven't seen it in a long time. Michelle Pfeiffer's in it, and this 1980s action star, and Matthew Broderick. It's set during medieval times, and Thomas the Rat, or something the Rat, or the Mouse. That's right. That's what he was. I think he was a mouse. But anyway, regardless, it's probably one of the best. I would say the best medieval times, movie or whatever. It was. I don't know if it was set during the Renaissance or medieval times, but it's set in a time when the equinox happens, and during the equinox. Okay, LadyHawke is brilliant. It's basically about two lovers. One is I don't know where she lies in her class system in LadyHawke. Michelle Pfeiffer's character, I don't know if she's a princess or just a regular person, or what part of a royalty that she was in, but there was a high priest that he actually reigned at that time in this kingdom, and he cast a spell, or it was more like a curse, to turn her into a hawk during the daytime. So during the daytime, she became LadyHawke, and she had to fly around as this hawk. And the man, who was a knight, okay, he was turned into a wolf during the nighttime. They could never see each other because when it was day, she was a hawk, and at nighttime, he was a wolf. And Matthew Broderick's character actually was, I believe, he was just a regular, he was like a thief, a petty thief, or just like a thief that in the beginning of the movie, he's escaping jail, and he goes right back to being a thief, cutting people's money pockets, or cutting their money bags off of them. If you haven't seen LadyHawke, you have to see LadyHawke. But there's an equinox that happens, and that's when the sun and the moon are basically, what it is it's night and day at the same time because of the positioning of the sun and the moon, like an equinox, or an eclipse kind of thing. So the moon eclipses the sun, or the sun's light eclipses the moon, or one way or the other. I don't remember the exact which one it was, if it was a solar or lunar eclipse. I don't remember the exact one. I'd have to go back and watch it. But there is an eclipse, and it's known as an equinox. And at that time, the LadyHawke becomes a woman again, because night is present. And the man, or the knight, the hero character in it, changes from a wolf to a man at that exact time, and they're able to be with one another. And it happens within the eyes of the priest who created the curse out of jealousy and envy and all this other stuff. It's a beautiful story. Whether or not it was ever, I would like to know more of the history of LadyHawke, and if that came from an original screenplay or a book. I'm gonna have to do a lot of research on it. I love that story. I'd love to see it again. I never see it anywhere. I don't see it on YouTube. I don't see it anywhere, but I love that story of LadyHawke. It's a brilliant story. Matthew Broderick is great in it. Matthew Broderick is also an underrated star. I really like him. I heard he did really well in The Producers. But in LadyHawke, he's very, very good.